Hello Year 2. In this short video, I'm going to be explaining some ways that you can make your work even better. You are absolutely amazing, Year 2. You're working so hard and I've loved looking at everything you're doing, but I want you to do your very best at everything. So I've put a few tips in this slideshow just to help you. Let's begin with our writing, children. Your writing is amazing and I love reading it, but we do still need to check that we have got all capital letters and full stops in the right place. Remember, a sentence is a complete idea and it will always begin with a capital letter and it will end with either a full stop, a question mark, or an exclamation mark. So read through your work and check that they're all in place. If you've put a full stop, check that your next letter is a capital letter. As you read through your work, I also want you to have a look out for what's called run-on sentences. That's where we've got lots and lots of ideas and they're all joined with ands. There we go. Cinderella went to the ball and she met the prince and then she lost her slipper and she got married. So there's lots of ands. And what we really should be looking for is a number of sentences. So let me give you an example, children. This is linked to some work that we did a few weeks ago, but it's quite a good example of what I mean. Do you remember when we wrote our diary accounts about our mischievous animals? Well, let me read you this. Today I woke up early and decided to visit the nearest house to see what the humans were up to, and so I dashed over there as quick as a flash, and I bounced into their swimming pool and all the water splashed out, and then I bounded into the kitchen and knocked over the saucepans, and then I hopped outside where I climbed on the car, and then the wheels fell off because I was too heavy. Some fabulous ideas in there, and I love all of them, but that was actually quite hard to read because it was one long sentence with lots and lots of ands. And that really isn't how we want to write. What we need to be thinking about is, can I split those ideas into separate sentences? I could use some different conjunctions to join some ideas together, but I could also use some time words to introduce each sentence. So listen to this. What do you think? Today I woke up early and decided to visit the nearest house to see what the humans were up to. So I dashed over there as quick as a flash. As soon as I arrived, I bounced into their swimming pool, but all the water splashed out. A little later, I bounded into the kitchen where I knocked over the saucepans. After that, I hopped outside where I climbed on the car. Within seconds, the wheels fell off because I was too heavy. Can you see how I have split all those ideas into separate sentences, joined some together using some different conjunctions, but hardly any ands are in sight, and it reads so much better and it's so much easier to read. When you're checking through your work, children, I want you also to check your spellings and in particular look out for how you spelt with, any, use and little. Also check your ed endings. We're going to be writing in the past tense this week, so you're going to need to use your ed endings. Make sure you've put ed and not just d or id. And look out for those verbs that need a double consonant before you add the ed. They're the ones with a short vowel like skip, sk, I, short vowel p, and you need to double the consonants there. Also look out for how you might spell happened. I get lots of children that just pop a D or a T on the end of happen to turn it into the past tense. Remember, it's hap, pen, ed, so you need to have a double P and an ED. With your handwriting, you've done absolutely brilliant, children, and I love seeing how well you're doing with your kinetic letters. I can really see all the effort that you're putting into your handwriting practice coming out in your work now. But just check that your letters are grounded and that they start on the edge of the page. If you need to draw a tree at the edge of the page like Mrs. Cangiano does, if not, just make sure that they're right by the edge of the page. Your maths has been amazing, children, and I have loved looking at all your multiplication work. Just a couple of things that we need to look out for, and it's more to do with our revision questions that we do at the start, particularly when we're doing our column addition. We're not always lining up our tens and our ones, and that makes it really difficult when we're adding. And also check when you're adding your ones that you've added them correctly. Put the biggest number in your head and count on by the smallest number if you have to, but look out for doubles or near doubles. So in my example here, I've got 6 add 7. Well, I know that 6 add 6 is 12 because I know that double 6 is 12. So 6 add 7 is one more, so 6 add 7 must be 13. Look out for those as you are doing your calculations. Later on this week, we're going to be using number lines in our maths, and we need to make sure that when we use a number line and we jump, our jumps touch the numbers. I'll explain this a little bit more on Friday in my maths video, but just be aware of any number lines you draw, you need to make sure that your jumps touch the numbers. Can't wait to see your work this week, year 2, and have a great week. See you soon. Bye.